Okay guys, Alex Aguirre here. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick demo for you guys on the 3x3 real estate property bot. One of the things or one of the reasons why I call it 3x3 is because it's going to share data amongst three different types of users. The admin, which happens to be the agency or the broker, and the agent, and then the visitors themselves. Okay, and we're going to do that through the three different stages of the listing, the property listing itself. So through the active, the pending, and the sold. So that's where we go. Three different users, three different stages. I call it the 3x3 real estate property bot. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the walkthrough real quick. And I've already went ahead and I cloned the bot already so that we don't have to spend time going to the back end and going through the cloning process. I just want to show you how it works on the front end and how easy it is and quickly it is to, once you've cloned it, to go ahead and set up the bot. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Messenger. Okay, here. Okay, and then when you set up your bot, you're gonna basically have the ability to go to the Grow tools there and get the ref URL for the super admin setup and for the agent setup. So I've already went ahead and did that to save us some time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy that here, paste it into the menu here, and let's go ahead and open up that bot. Okay, great, perfect. Let's get started. And this is gonna be the super admin setup. So you're going to go through and basically set up who the agent is and going to grant them with a temporary password so they can have access. That way, other agents can't just access your bot by typing in the skill, whatever. So let's go ahead and start off. So really quick is ask for the page name. Okay, and it's going to ask for the page ID next. Now I went ahead and I copied and I saved the page ID, but you can usually find it up here, right on the messenger bar there. Okay, so let me go ahead and grab that there. Okay, now this page ID is probably the only unique identifier. Active Chat doesn't have this as a global parameter, so we're going to need this in order to be able to transfer data back and forth between users. Okay, so I went ahead and entered that. Now it's going to ask me for the agent's name. This happens to be a listing for my wife. First name, last name. Okay, it's going to ask me for a license number. Okay, then it's going to go ahead and ask me for a temporary password. So I'm just going to use like temp123. Okay, great. All right, and it's going to ask me for the ref URL. So remember, there's a setup that we need to do for you as the agency or the broker, but also for the agent. The agent has to do their part. They want to verify the number of properties, and the number of bedrooms, the number of baths, the square footage in the property. So we're going to go ahead and copy that here. And what the bot's going to do is once I finish entering the information, the bot's actually going to send them a text message and an email with the temporary password and the link. This link right here, that's going to go ahead and give them access to the bot to be able to make their changes. See, so therefore you don't ever have to give them access to the back end. They don't have to go in and change anything. They're going to update this information and this is going to update it to the database. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go here, email address. Let me enter her email. Okay, it's going to ask for her phone number next. So let me enter her phone number. Okay. And now what it's going to do, it's going to ask me for my email and my phone number. Because if there's any problems, it needs to notify me. The bot's going to notify us if the agent themselves has any questions, or if there's any problems with the bot, it's going to notify us that way. Okay, so let me go ahead and just enter my information here. Okay. All right, and I think it's right now. It's right to our API. Now the API has different integrations. Let me show you a quick look at that. It's saying that the setup is almost complete. So let's go look at that real quick. Let me go look at my scenarios. And it's the real estate property bot here. And this is the back in the API, the integrations, okay? This piece here is for the broker setup and any broker actions. This piece here is for any agent actions. And this piece here is for any visitor interactions. And see all these Twilio notifications? These are notifications or email notifications that go out either to the visitor, to the agent, or to the agency manager or the broker or whoever's managing your accounts. Okay, so now it's saying, we come back here and say, okay, hey, it's almost done. So remember how we said the page ID was the unique identifier? Well, there's no global var for that in active chat. I'm not sure if there's in ManyChat yet, but if there is, great, because you can just use that as the unique identifier across the different users. But because we don't have an active chat as of yet, I'm going to go ahead and have to manually enter it. And that's it. That's being inputted in the start skill. Okay, I go to the data block here. I'm at the start skill here and the page ID. So I'll just go grab that page ID really quick. Grab that, copy it, paste it. And then the next data I have to input is the page name. Well, the page name is easy. It's whatever we gave it. So for this one, it's 33200 Alice Street. Okay. And let's not forget to run. Every time you make any changes, you have to hit run. Okay, great. Those are the only changes you really need to make on the back end once you've cloned it. Okay. So we go ahead here and tell it, it's asking us, once we do that, we click done. Once we click done here, now it's going to go out and send the agent a message and say, hey, it's almost, the property is being set up. Go ahead and contact us with your information that you want to use, your property photo for your profile and the featured photos you want to use with the bot. Okay. Now it's asking me to enter the property address. So why not just let the agent do the property address themselves, right? Well, I have found through experience in letting other agents do that is that they usually enter the entire property address in one line. And sometimes they use abbreviations, sometimes they run together, sometimes you use commas. So there's never any clear way to differentiate how people are going to enter the address. So rather than do that, I already have the information. It's just easier for me as the admin or the agency to do that for them. It's just one less step that they have to do and less opportunity for any kind of error when running the bot. Okay, so let me finish entering that. Lake Elsinore, California. Zip code is 92530. Okay, so once I enter the zip code, it's going to ask me to verify, is this the right address? Of course, if you mistyped it, go ahead and click no. It'll correct it. Yes. Okay, great. Now it's going to go ahead and submit the information. It's going to update the data in the back end. So we're writing to a database, right? I said it was database driven. We're writing it to a database in Airtable. Here it is. It just entered that information here. Let me see the property info. Here it is, Alice Street. So it's entering, and here's the Alice Street bot. Okay, so it's updating all the different tables all at once so that we can now give access to the agent and say, here's the information you requested. Okay, let me go ahead and delete this here. Sorry. I want things to be clean when I run my databases. So, okay. So, do you see how it doesn't have an ID yet, a Facebook ID yet? Because this hasn't been assigned. The agent has not interacted with the bot yet, but it will. Once it does, it's going to update that here. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back here. And it's saying it's done. Okay, the super admin part is done. So now let's go ahead and do the agent part. Really quick, I'm just going to reset the variable. In ManyChat, it adds a tag. It adds a tag. In here, it adds a parameter. So we have to reset those variables so that now, for testing purposes only, we can go ahead and test now the agent piece of it. Otherwise, it would think I'm still the super admin. It would not even give me access to that. Okay, so I've reset the variable. Now let me just delete the conversation here so we can go ahead and have a clean conversation for the agent or for the agent part of it. Okay, that's gone. Now I can access the agent part. Again, like I said, the ref URL for the agent was emailed to them and texted them so they can just click it and begin their setup. So I'm going to grab that here, paste it. Great, and now we're going to start doing the agent portion of the setup. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now what it's doing is it's going back to the database. All that data that super admin input for us is going to go ahead and access that, including the temporary password that they assigned to us. So it's asking me for the temporary password. This is so that no other agent can go in here and just access the bot. Not anybody with the ref URL can access the bot. Only the person who's got the temporary password. So let me go ahead and enter that. If it's a match, it'll test a match. If not, it'll say, hey, sorry, that's not the right password. Okay, it's a match. Great. Now it's going to ask us to reset our password, okay? Or set a new password. So now let me just go test456, just for setup purposes, okay? And now it's updated the password. So now anytime I need to access the bot, I can go ahead and enter that my new password and no one else is going to have access to that. Okay, yes, verify that's the password I want to use. Fantastic. Okay, it's updated the password. And now it's going to go ahead and ask me to verify the property information. So I need to go ahead and enter the information. So for here, it's asking me for the MLS number. Okay, I haven't copied the MLS number, but I do have it on the property address. 1 second, let me go ahead and get that page there. There's a landing page for them here. And let me get that MLS number. Again, I copied all my links already that the agent has provided for me for quick entry. Once you have all the information, it's easy. Okay, here's the MLS number. Let me just copy it there. Again, copy and pasting will save you a lot of time in data entry errors. If you don't enter the right information, you know what happens. The bot goes wrong. A comma instead of a period, a single quote versus double quote. You know how it goes. Okay, and it's listed for $229,900. Okay. Okay, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, I believe. Let's double check. Yep, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 960 square feet, 2 bathrooms, 960 square feet. So this is the agent entering the information. You see, we didn't give them any access to back end where they would have to manually go through and enter all these things via active chat. Okay, no pull. And then when they do that, if they were to do that, what if they put a comma or a period or a forward slash or a dollar sign for say? Because that's how we identify parameters. It would start breaking the bot. Okay, this is a 2-story home. And it's got a 1-car garage. Okay, so now it's going to go and update the property information to the property bot. Let's see here. Yep, here it is. It's up. Where's the property bot list here? There it is. It's activated. Property info. There it is, right? 229.9, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. Okay, great. So now I got to grab the photos, the URL for the photos that the agent would send to me. They're going to get an email saying, hey, send me the URL to your landing page, to the profile photo, to the photos you want to use. So either that, or they can send you the photos and say, here, just use these photos. And you can upload them to the server, get the URL, and copy and paste that here. So let me go ahead and go here. Okay. Let me go ahead and start adding those photos back here, just really quick. All right, here are the photo URLs. And just super quick, copy and paste. Okay, copy, paste. Again, I love copy and pasting. It just eliminates all the data entry error. Okay, here. Let's finish that up here. Okay, file number 6. And I usually go with 7 photos just to give them something to look at so that we can entice them. You want to see more photos? Okay, let's take you over now off the bot and into the page where we can continue the conversions. Okay, if they look at the photos and they don't like it, then you don't have to show them you don't have to show them all the photos. Some properties have 30, 35 photos. It's just too time consuming to enter all of them. Show them their best photos so that they can see if this is the property that's going to interest them. Okay, again, here now it's asking for the listing page URL. I already grabbed that. It was up here. Let me go ahead and grab that URL, copy and paste here into my table. Now we can program it to do this on the front end, but I just did it this way because you as an agency owner or as the bot architect will have access to all this information or to the back end without giving your clients or the agents access. Okay, and the last thing is we do offer the ability for them to schedule appointments to show the property. So we want to go ahead, if the agent has an appointment setting app, or just get the link where they can go and schedule a showing for that particular property, or ask them to create a Calendly account. It's free for one property and they can just go one at a time. If they're going to have more than one listing, great for you. You have more than one property bought to build, and it's very inexpensive for them to go ahead and use that as a booking system. Okay, I went ahead and I updated everything there. So now let's go ahead and go back to the bot, and we're going to go ahead and go to the, not now that this is done, we're going to go ahead and go to the actual visitor portion of it. Okay, so now that we see that it's set up the agent portion, we have to go through the agent part. So let's go ahead and reset the variables, okay? Let's do a variable reset here. This is one of the skills just for testing purposes. When you actually use your bots, you don't need to do this. You can take the skill out. So that's the variable reset. And now let's go ahead and let's just come in as a user. So let's just go ahead and start. Let's just type in the skill start or main menu, and let's see what happens. And let's go ahead and make sure we start with a clean conversation here for testing purposes. All right, so let's go ahead and get that URL. Okay, then go ahead and just grab that piece of the URL here. We don't need the super admin. This is just to access the bot now. Trigger it by grabbing the URL. Okay, let's go here, paste it there. And let's go ahead. Now we should be interacting as a regular visitor, okay? We don't have a ref URL to take us to the agent or the super agent or super admin setup. So let's see what happens. Okay, great. Click get started. And it says, hi. Okay, great. And see how it pulled the property information? This we enter that from the super admin menu, okay? So now we get to choose. Are we an agent, a home buyer, neighbor? This is very important for agents. They need to know what type of visitor they have so they know how to address it. And also for the bot itself, depending on what type of user it is, it's going to guide them through a different flow. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the home buyer. Okay, and now it's going down to the database. It's going to pull all the information for this particular property. All the information that was entered by the agent and by the super admin is being pulled. And it says, okay, look, the property is still available. Okay, and it's going to say, well, what do you want to look at? Asking price, featured photos. Let's look at featured photos to make sure that they came in properly. Okay, and here they are. They're all being pulled from that table where we entered all the different links here to the different photos. Okay. So let's go back here. And now it's going to start with the conversion conversation. Do you love it or no? Not exactly. It's either one or the other, right? Either they love the property or they don't. And here it's giving them subliminally, it's giving them the price. So if the price is right and they love the way it looks, yes, they're going to love it, or no, not exactly. So let's say, no, not exactly. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe it's too small. Yeah, I don't really like the way it looks. Okay, great. Now it asks them, starts to convert. You know, are there better homes? Would you like to see better homes that are maybe better priced? We don't know why they don't like it, but we're going to give them both options. So they say, okay, yes, sure. If they say no thanks, it goes ahead and sends a notification to the agent saying, hey, they got to this point. They said no thank you. Maybe you need to jump on this conversation now and start engaging. You see, so the agent doesn't need to be involved until this point. So now, let's say it says yes. Now we start with the lead generation. I want to stay under 225. It's just a little bit too expensive. Not that much, but a little bit over my budget. Okay. So now, any special requirements? Let's say I need to have single story, 4 bedrooms, and a pool. So now we're trying to get to know why the person didn't really like this property, or what they're actually looking for. Now it's going to ask, okay, got it. Let's confirm. You want to stay under 225 when you want the following requirements? Yes. Do you want to send, where do you want me to send you that list of properties to? Via email, of course, we're going to recommend the email that Facebook has, but it also the opportunity for them to enter it. Now that it does this, it's going to go ahead and notify the agent that, hey, there is a list, there's a visitor, a home buyer, that's going to go ahead and looking for a list of properties. Okay. Now let's say I want to call or text the agent. There it is. It's going to go ahead and give me their number. If you look down at the bottom corner here, when I click over it, it has the number. It goes to end chat. But let's say I want to say, what's the price? So I added the AI function to this. It said, hey, what if you just type out a script, right? What's the price? We all know that people push buttons or don't push buttons, they just enter. What's the price? Let's see. Okay, let's try it again. I didn't see any errors, so let's try it again. What is the price? Sometimes maybe it does. Just a second. There it is. And now it's hiccuping again. Okay, for whatever reason, it's giving me this. I'll have to go ahead and fix that for now. But it basically what it does is even if you start typing this information, it'll go ahead and kick back and give us the information we're looking for. Now it's asking. Hey, is this within the right price range? Yes or no? Okay, great. Yes. If you say yes, great. Would you then now it starts asking, would you like to schedule an appointment? Again, we're trying to move them through the conversation. See, the schedule is showing here. Okay, we need to move them as we would if we were right in front of them. And based on years of experience working with my wife and her agents, this is how the conversations usually go. So we need to know how to move them through the conversation in order to provide better quality leads for the agents, and so that the brokers can make more money, and so that you can shine and say, be a superstar for them. So let's go to schedule showing, and here's it. Here's that URL that we had entered earlier for this property showing on how to schedule it. Let me go ahead and go close that out. Okay. So this is the property bot, the 3x3 property bot in a nutshell. You know, so I wish we had a global variable, which makes it a lot easier than do any kind of data entry. But this is going to save you a lot of time when cloning bots. And let's say you have 10 property listing bots that you have to deploy. Great. So long as during the intake, when you go ahead and sign up your agents, you're going to get their information. You're going to have their contact, their email, their phone number, which property they want to list. So you can go ahead and start initiating the setup for them. Start building that Facebook page and just clone the bot. Just clone the bot and then copy those ref URLs and start going through the process. And then let the bot do the rest of the work or the heavy lifting for you. Okay? Guys, if you have any questions or if you want a copy of this bot, what I'm thinking about doing here is either partnering with someone that wants to help me develop this on other platforms like ManyChat or ChatFuel, and you know, let's see how we can collaborate and maybe offer this to the masses. There's different ways for us to make money. I'm actually going after not just every agent. I don't want to advertise to every agent. You know, about 90% of agents don't have listings. There's only about 10% of agents that actually have listings. So what I'm doing is I'm just either going to Zillow or to the MLS, because my wife's in there and a member of the MLS. I can see who's got active listings. And when they come active, I just go, hey, by the way, do you have this property bot? And then I can show them, you know, here's what it does, and here's how we can market the property throughout the life of the listing, so that you continue to get more leads even after it's gone pending and even after it's gone sold. Okay. The other way that I'm using it, and my wife uses this a lot, is she actually prepares a property bot before going to the listing appointment. So when she goes there, she just said, hey, by the way, can I see your phone really quick? Great. Here's how we help convert more people and just weed out all the tire kickers that want to come look at your property. We don't want a bunch of people trampling through your property that aren't going to buy that, or it's too expensive for them. So we're going to give that information up front and only let the qualified buyers come to your property so that we can get the right property as soon as possible to offer you the most money. Great. She shows up. She opens up the bot. Say, here you go. Start interacting. Start asking her questions. Like, wow, this is cool. This is amazing. Wow, yes. And now you begin to stand out as an agent. You begin to stand out, you know, as far as the other agents. Like, what do? They come, oh, I have a 121-point marketing plan. Who cares? What is it? What does it entail? When you start coming out with cool stuff like this, you know, you tell them, hey, we're going to go ahead and tie in all our QR. We're going to tie in this bot, this link to this bot to a QR code that we're going to put on the for sale sign. We're going to put on your flyers. We're going to put on our mailers so that people can engage with the bot, and we only attract the qualified buyers. Man, I don't know how many listings she's already got this year just by using this strategy. And she's beat out the other competition. Even like people who are like dominating the market, right? They just don't have these bots. And by us doing it this way, by cloning it and doing a 3x3 bot, we're able to deploy these bots very quickly. So I'm not in the back end making sure I change every address everywhere, every phone number everywhere, on every button, that's very time consuming, and it's not scalable. Doing it this way, it becomes scalable. And that's what we've been actually doing. And I kind of want to share with you guys to see what's possible. I see too many bots out there that are weak. I don't want to be mean, but they're built by people who don't really do property bots or don't do real estate. They don't understand. They're trying to give you listings, just like Zillow does. There's no need for that. Their apps are phenomenal. Redfin and Zillow. You don't want to compete on stuff that they're already winning at. You're not going to beat them there. They're too big. They got too much money for it. You have to go a different way. You have to approach them a different way and stuff that they're actually not doing. Okay. And I think this is one solution, and I think that's why it's been working so well for us. All right, guys, again, if you have any questions, go ahead and send me a private message here, comment on the video, or you can always give me a call at 951-970-5894. I'll go ahead and add that to the comments or to the description so that you guys can go ahead and ask me any questions you guys want. All right, thanks for joining.